Hey everyone, welcome to Crepe Myrtle Row. My name is Lisa. Today I'm going to share my living room decorated for fall. We'll just get started here with my entertainment center. And if you've watched my past videos, you may recognize a lot of my stuff. I use it from year to year. I just try to move it around to different areas. Like those owls, they usually are over on my fireplace, but I decided to put them here this year. And if you watch my thrift hauls, you might recognize that big chest thing that looks like it's made of wood, but it's all plastic. And that drawer flips up and that one flips down, and it's like, I guess, the whole files or something. And one of my favorite crewel embroidery pieces. Most of my stuff has been thrifted. A few things I bought new, some of the greenery stuff, but pretty much everything else is thrifted. Maybe some of the pumpkins, like that one up there. I think I got that last year at like Ross or TJ Maxx or somewhere. And I thrifted this oil lamp, and then a shop kind of local to me sells the hardware to convert it to a lamp and the bulb. So did that to that and love it. And all of this looks really good at night, you know, glowing. And of course I've got some other candles that are on timers that aren't on right now. But and I just have some of my owls. I do have a lot of owls in my collection. And then I just put one of my vintage shutters there and just set this up, because I do see this at night when my door is shut, but during the day I usually have my door open, which I'll open it up in a little bit to get more light in. And then I have that flickering lamp there that stays year round. And just put some of that TV frame art from YouTube on here. And here's my little collection of villages for fall. And I do have like a set of string lights like this, just kind of stuck up in them and wrapped around the tops of them and all. And it's on a battery, so it does light up, you know, come nighttime when it comes on. And then I have that piece, which is a good piece that hides me because my Blu-ray player is back behind there. And yes, I still watch DVDs and stuff like that. How else you gonna get the movies you really want to watch? And then I haven't really changed anything much over here. I left the swans with that. I thought about putting some fall florals in it, but I just left it. I did change out the pieces that hang there to be more in fall colors. Added a wreath to that shutter. And then I didn't change anything on my coat rack here. Oh yeah, and then this was a piece that I thrifted while in Kansas, and it made me think of Kansas so much. Here I have, this is the throw that I thrifted a couple of hauls back, and I shared that it would go perfect because I put this chair. If you've been with me for a while, you remember I had a very shabby chic looking rocker in here. It was one my father-in-law gave me. He was going to refinish, and he had sanded down the paint, and so it was very, you know, shabby looking and all that, and I loved it. But we decided to switch out. This one is the one that was in my dining room, but if you've watched a tour of the dining room, you know that I switched out and bought a gingham check chair that's like a recliner in there, and I love it. And this one's a lot more comfortable than the rocker that I had in here, so we just switched it out and put the rocker in a bedroom. I painted this piece, which looks a lot like the, I think it's Tom Clark pieces. And that was like an Avon lady piece that I thrifted. And I actually thrifted that. The books and all were already together. And I thought that was pretty cool, and the old glasses on it. Everything's hot glued together though. So it's not like I could take it apart and use the books if I wanted to. And then my grandson has to have his chair and his little dinosaur there. And I kept it simple on the mantle at the top because I have so much down here. So normally I have a big, huge swag of floral things that's up there, but I just kept it simple, and a lot of pieces I kept in place. These books I already had up here. The only thing I kind of added was the owls and the pumpkins and the fall florals. The other pieces were already up here for, you know, since I redecorated last year at Christmas, or after Christmas. And I was like, well, I love the green colors with my fall florals, so I'm just going to leave them up there and then just add a few pieces. So I'm not having to totally change that out every time. That candle will come on in the evenings. And then I have a couple of these little oil paintings that I thrifted years ago. And I love the mantelpiece. I did something similar to this last year, but it was a little bit different configuration, and I don't remember if I actually put the flowers in it last year. I'd have to go back and look. But I painted that piece with some of that copper paint. It's like a patina paint. Love it. And some of my vintage planters here. But I just collected these brown bottles over time. Some of them came from thrift stores. That large one there came from an estate sale. And I want y'all to look. It looks like there's liquid in there, but that is all solid. And I am not about to take that cork off and try to clean it. It hasn't bothered anything, so it's going to stay that way. There's no telling what that is in there, and it might smell, but it's always looked like it was wet. Like you could just open it up and pour it out, but I've turned it upside down and everything, and it is very solid in there. There's another one of those oil paintings. I look a mess, y'all. Trying to hide from the camera today. Didn't feel like putting on makeup or fixing my hair or anything. So that's why I'm not in front of it. I found this paint by number at a thrift store. I think I paid $12 for it, and I absolutely loved it. And this owl went perfect with it. And y'all, I'm probably, those of you from the South are saying, why are you pronouncing owl like that? Because the way we really say it is owl. And most of you who use closed caption to read it will be wondering why I'm calling these owls instead of owls. I have to adjust my Southern accent every now and then just so you actually know what I'm talking about. Just like we don't say oil, we say oil. A lot of things we have our own pronunciations of them. Now all of these pumpkins were bought new, and not except that one. I did thrift that one, and it's actually a jack-o'-lantern, but I don't decorate for Halloween, so I keep it turned around. But the other ones, TJ Maxx, Ross, Home Goods. There's a store in my area called Bealls, B-E-A-L-L-S, I think is how it's spelled. That's sort of like those type of stores. So that's all I have there. Let me, hopefully the sun glare is not too much. And I just switched out a few things up here. I took some butterfly and bird pieces I had down and added the pumpkins. The vintage planter there that's orange, and that plate. And now I know I'm on the hunt for more pheasant plates or more fall related plates that I can switch out some of my plates around. And then had that duck one up there, and I liked it because the colors go with the walls. And then I have rearranged a few pieces here on my gallery wall, because that one normally hangs where that paint by number is, and I just switched it out because it looked better over there on that wall than on this wall. And I'm constantly changing this. I mean, like, I think I put that mirror up there, that tray up there recently. Sorry, it's blurring out. But these two prints are ones that I'll change out the most. And I just store my other ones in a spare bedroom. And then I, either change them out for the seasons, or I just get tired of it and I want to see the other one for a while, and I'll put it out here. So always changing it. Just because you have the gallery wall set doesn't mean you have to stick to those pictures all the time. Now, some people do. Some people find the perfect spot for the perfect picture and they leave it, but I've kind of got mine where I can change it. Hence, that's why this is not even between up there and down here, because it fits a different picture that I have there, but it still works. So don't be afraid to change your stuff up like that. This one is like a 3D art piece. You see the leaves in there, and it's like they took sticks and carved into an owl, and then that one is actually a little carved owl. And I thrifted that many years ago. I don't even remember what I paid for it. And this was a Currier and Ives print, but what's unusual about it, if I can get it to focus, is see it's embroidered. They had the print, and then they sat there and did like the embroidery on a lot of the details. And I got that one, and I got one for wintertime. And then this quilt, it's not like a quilt that someone hand pieced, but they did hand stitch, like outlined here. They outlined the owls and all that. And the colors are just perfect for this room, because you can see my door color, and then the green, and that matches perfect. And I have to keep a blanket of some sort on this part because my daughter absolutely hates to sit on leather furniture, and she's always wrapping up and stuff. So I just try to keep some kind of quilt or blanket over this couch. Plus, this couch no longer matches that couch. And y'all, this is how many books and magazines I've got to go through, get rid of, and reorganize those. But so that's why you always see a different throw here, and I have them throughout the seasons that I change them out to. But that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and leave me a comment below and let me know what you enjoyed about it. And I'm not sure what my upload schedule is going to be. I know I start decorating for Christmas in the beginning of November, so I hope to start sharing some of that. And I know some of you will probably be like, no, it's too soon. You don't want to see Christmas before Thanksgiving, but I do a lot, and so I like to get a head start on it, and I will be sharing those. I think I'm going to break it up and not just do room tours, and actually maybe share as I'm doing each section. But I hope y'all have a very blessed day. And as always, if you don't already subscribe to my channel, I would love for you to join my YouTube family and hit the notification bell. You get notified each time I upload. And come on over to my Etsy shop and shop there with me. I have a link below that you can get 15% off if you put in YouTube 15 as the code, and it'll be down in the description box below as well. And I'm always putting things on there. I've gotten better. There for a while I said I was doing it and I wasn't doing it, but I try to list at least 3 to 4 times a week, getting new stuff on there. And let me tell you, it flies off the shelf, so to speak, because there's some stuff I put on there, and within one thing I had on there, and within an hour it already sold. And some things are just a couple of days and they're already sold. So if you see something you like on there, jump right on it, because there's no guarantee it'll be there for very long. But I hope y'all have a very blessed day. Bye.